And we are live here on a Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. actually 7:30 p.m. I'm sorry, I'm still an hour behind on setting this doggone computer up. So what do we got going on here?
These entities, both in the background and in the foreground behind the fence, are real. They're there. This is not fake. This is not a fraud. I guarantee it. Welcome to
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I don't need a Tesla. I need a. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We need a Detroit diesel, baby. How's everybody doing tonight? We want to say hello to Embrace the Darkness. Hello. I think you might be new in the chat. If not, I haven't noticed you around a lot, but welcome. We're sure glad to have you here, and we hope that you find us somewhat entertaining and a little bit informative, if not too annoying. Dandy saying hello. Dandy Lioness. Wait, what? Chicken butt. And saying hello to Embrace the Darkness. I've been having some issues today. I don't know about you guys with YouTube. If you ever repost anyone else's sort of Dandy says she butchered that. Sorry. Oh, hey, Necessary. How you doing? Okay, now I got it. You must have just changed your name up. I can't keep it all straight. Hopefully the sound is okay. My internet seems to be being a real bastard today. So I don't know if it's the internet. I don't know if there's some kind of sunspots, going on, what have you. Sorry, you guys, if I'm making a little bit of, my usual routine here. Looks like I'm kind of dancing and shit, but I'm not. When I cook with a pan on top of the stove, I'm what they know as a pan shaker. So I like a good heavy lid on there, and I like to move that pan around, a lot with a lot of high heat and sort of keep it moving around. You're hearing in the background. Now, that has nothing to do with what we'll be talking about today. We had a pretty good night the other night. What we're going to be talking about briefly today. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Oh, my God. Nothing's working right here. Here we go. Robert Wood, Stan Friedman, and Don Berliner regarding what? The Majestic 12 documents and their authenticity. Oh, I don't mind it, Embrace. You call yourself what. Different reasons for why they name themselves something. So I don't come on, man, pop up there. What's going on here? God, this thing's acting ridiculous. Did I take a shit? Hey, all. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. God, this signal, man. I'm gonna have to get a Yeah, how you doing tonight, Dave? Sorry I missed your broadcast last night, Dave. Dave, of course, Danger Dave, formerly known improperly. This is how long I've known Dave as Digger Dave. Digger Dave. Everyone says, "What the hell what do you do, Dave? Do you dig? Do you dig graves or you watching over a cemetery at night?" No, it's Danger Dave, and he spends his nights chasing owls. Dandy saying, "Good to see you." In between games, yeah. Well, I saw the Lions score, so I just sort of kind of ho-hummed the rest of the day on that. Not that I'm a big football fan, but it would be nice to maybe beat the Packers more than 1 year in a row. Anyways, let's start this out a little bit, guys. MJ12 documents. Everybody familiar with the MJ12 documents? Please put a 1 in the comment section if you're not familiar with what the Majestic 12 documents are. Where it was Mrs. Steve, I think, initially, very early on, Dave. Because you didn't have the Owl on the Prowl. Oh yeah, Mel Cold Truth. Yeah, I like her a lot actually. I feel like I might have done a panel with her once. I can't remember. Maybe on Sleuth or Sunny Justice. Okay, good, of course. So you know these MJ12. I mean, they're pretty well known by now. Now, these are thousands of documents, by the way. It's not one or two. Excuse me while I get this this rosin damn thing to give me what I need. Hang on. You were covering the back band, Jonestown, the Brian Jonestown massacre last night. Let's see, Dandy. I fell asleep to last night's stream at 2:30 Mountain Standard Time because I couldn't sleep at all on the Prowl. So Dandy's saying, you know, kind of like, hey, Dave. But you know what, Dandy? I bet Dave understands that. Owl understands that just because of the nature of the timing of his show. You know, I want it to be there as well, but I'm just not usually up at those hours. Now, I have been before if I pass out early and then I wake up. I do a lot of that nonsense. I haven't had real regular sleep lately. So let's just begin to quickly go over this. Don Berliner, we're going to knock out of the way. First of all, we're going to set up the We're going to set up the timeline for how these documents came to be known to the public. This is my understanding of a brief and very light research, as I like to do. Because God knows, I'm better at just coming on and bloviating about it and going over a few things than spending countless hours researching this stuff when anybody can really just go to Google, type in MJ12, documents and try to find a source that is a non-money source, like Archive or something like that, where you can then kind of check them out yourself. They're so fascinating, I think. And they really provide a lot of insight to the time. And we're also going to go over just exactly how some of these documents were indeed tested. And that's where Robert Wood will come in. And of course, everybody knows Stanton Friedman. I would think, if you're familiar at all with the UFO UAP subject, or if you had him as a professor of physics in one of your college course classes, as he was a professor, both a bachelor and master's in physics. Which exact variety of physics, I'm not sure. Now, Don Berliner, here we go, is an independent. Can you guys blow up your screens if you need to? I'm not great at that, but hopefully you can at least see it. Don Berliner is an independent journalist and aviation historian who has been writing full-time for over 30 years. After having been a newspaper reporter and photographer, assistant editor, and Capitol Hill correspondent for a group of scientific newsletters, Berliner's many books include Airplane Racing, Helicopters, Record-Breaking Airplanes, Airplanes of the Future, Victory Over the Wind, and the definitive report on the 1947 Roswell, New Mexico UFO incident crash at Corona with Stanton Friedman. Okay, so that kind of sets up a little bit of a linear sort of plane on how they know each other. They wrote a book together based on a lot of research that Stanton Friedman is really the one that brought that Roswell thing back out after Philip Corso wrote the book Day After Roswell. Okay. Now let me bring up the next document here. Let me just go back here real quick. Owl saying, awesome, Dandy. I'm good at putting people to sleep. Dave, that's just not true, man. You run a really, it feels loose. That's the magic of how Dave broadcasts. It feels loose. It feels like everyone's part of the family, and certainly are. But what's great about that is that it's not loose. It's well thought out, and Dave always runs a relatively tight show, much tighter than I do. He runs media and cuts in all kinds of stories and has, just total bullet point access to at least 5 or 6 different stories on Saturday night. So be it topical or maybe even something like last week that I did catch where that whole Buford Pusser thing, Dave. God, that really bugged me, man. I used to love that movie when I was a kid. Bastard. So yeah, its connection to the CIA says embrace the darkness. Oh, hey, Sensi, how you doing? Good to see our one of two mods here, Sensi Wackadoo. Of course, if anybody would like to be a mod, um, you know, you will have to first impress Sensi Wackadoodle and Justin and Sheba's Beaks of Base covers, or we'd have to start having more trolls or problems over here. And you know, the bottom line is, you guys, I think with the kind of chat that we run over here, one, it's a small group. Two, even if it wasn't small, I think the kind of peer pressure that we keep out there keeps people between the lines doing the right thing. I really do think it helps. And if somebody does completely step out of it, then throw them out, you know. Give them the 86,000 second ban, you know. I mean, I don't give people second chances if it's too offensive, to be honest with you. There are too many people out there on the digital landscape to suck up to people who want to come on and either just make their got you moment or their own little name for themselves, you know. You know, we do our thing over here as a relative social club, random thoughts, and occasionally we'll dive into something like we're gonna do tonight a little bit. As I'm cooking some fried potatoes, I'm gonna have that that last hamburger from the other night. You know, I said I made 3 of them. I had one every night. Believe it or not, I try not to pig out too much. So we're gonna have that. Still got a little bit of that small curd cottage cheese, and I'll be finishing up the leftovers tonight. Pizza Hut was kind enough to give me a free order of breadsticks as a DoorDash driver today, and I thank them. Our sponsor of the day, Pizza Hut. All right, let's go through it for a second before I get into the next one. Oh, I didn't really sleep. I listened to. She said basically she listened until the sun came up. You know. Boston's in the room. Oh, hi, Boston. How are you, Boston? If you I saw that you were happily well, I did manage to watch some of Dave's replay. I did notice that he had offered and you had willingly accepted a wrench. So if you ever want a wrench over here on the Derek Farmer Network, Boston Christian, you are always more than welcome. Just email me at djfarmer.llc@gmail.com. Actually, I don't think you have to email me. You can just say you want one, and I think I know how to do that. If not, I know Owl has an entire handbook on how to do that because every single person in his room is a mod. It is the Thunderdome of mods. You're hiking up a mini mountain tomorrow. What's that mean? You're hiking up a mini mountain, Sensi? Well, I guess you can't tell me because you're probably practicing. I am listening, but I am hiking up a mini mountain tomorrow. Now, what point do you cut off mini, regular, and large? I mean, I know that a K2 size mountain is large. You know, you need special permits. But what is a mini mountain? I know. Come on, guy. This poor dog. Embrace saying hey to Sensei. And Boston saying hello to a necessary evil. For anyone not recognizing that name, I guess Embrace is trying to maybe show the lighter side of him or herself, themselves better said, and you know, I'm not leading with the evil foot, the evil big club foot, you know, stomp first, just kind of saying, hey, look, I embrace the darkness. Because if we don't embrace the darkness, we can't enjoy the light. Right? Anyways, let's move on here. Oh no, let me read all these first, and then we'll move on. Wow. Hey, sweet. Dandy says Sensi. And Boston saying full moon tonight with eclipse. Oh, really? So energy vamping up this eve. Yeah, you'll start feeling it. Weird, Boston. We have an eclipse tonight, you guys? I didn't know. I mean, I knew that a full moon was coming up. Maybe I don't have one here since I haven't heard about it. I got trolls using my evil name to make me look bad, so now I keep constantly changing. Well, you know what? F trolls. Danny saying, yeah, happy full moon Sunday to everyone. I guess this would be a this is a harvest moon or something? Or is that in September? Wait, this is September. What the Or is that on the solstice of fall? Or whatever. Jari, hey. Hey, I had to go completely. You know what? YouTube has been giving me a hassle all day long. And I'm not BSing you. I thought it was my service and my phone. I think some of that may be the issue. Not my phone here. I'm on the computer, but I mean, when I was on the road earlier. Because someone else I read also couldn't get to highlight anyone's name. Like when I repost one of these shows I like Quirk Zone or just whatever. You want it to come up, you put the little @ sign, and nothing was coming up all day, but yet the rest of my internet service was working okay. So I do think it might have been a YouTube or is a YouTube issue. Jari saying hello to Boston and Sensi. And Sensi saying, whatever Sensi's saying to you there, Jari. Embrace the Darkness. We got to collab again soon, Dave. Maybe the Oregon Serial Killer or the Devil's Den. Be fun. I'd love to watch that, you guys. Of course you should collab. And then you can have me on your panel for when you want to look smarter. See, any creators out there want to look smarter than what they already are, you have me on, and instantly you look brilliant. Boston saying 0. Damn, Boston. What was that in reference to? Okay, guy. I mean, you're being really aggressive tonight. It's not like you haven't eaten and gone out and we haven't played a little. Come on now. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe Bear Maiden wins is right. Maybe I hate this dog, I don't, baby. Mwah! No, I don't hate you. You guys want to say hi to Thad? Here we go, Thad. Yeah, look at that mug. Sorry about the mess. Oh, wait, eyes. Look at those eyes. Come here. No, don't leave now. Shithead. He has white eyes, you guys. That's so weird. Completely white. Corn harvest. Wow, you guys are on it tonight. Holy crap. We're never going to get through these documents. You know what? I better just plow ahead. Hang on a second. Okay, so, that's Don Berliner. What does he have to do with this whole thing, right? You must be wondering. And the answer to that is his part is a small role. He is the one that passed those documents that were mailed to him, according to the lore, from a pharmacy in Wisconsin in a green film box anonymously mailed to him from this, every pharmacy used to have a, what do you call it? Photographer, where you could take your film, think Muir's or any of those early pharmacies, that were chains, but especially your local ones also. That's where you took your 35 millimeter or other cartridges of film to be developed, typically, before big box stores, right? The 5 and dime, right, guys? I know you guys are old enough to remember that. Embrace says people don't like the name, but it means the same as this one. Well, you know what? Well, it's like a tattoo. As long as you know what it means, that's all that matters. And the whole idea is that the rest of us can wonder. And that's where the mystery comes in. Full corn moon and an eclipse. Wow. Full corn moon. Big corn moon. Big ass corn moon. Fucking corn moon. That's got to be the uncoolest moon of the year. Like you got your harvest moon, your red moon, your blood moon, and then you got this like adopted cousin, the corn moon. Oh, here comes the corn moon. Stupid bastard. Hey, Boston saying hey to Sensei. I do love corn, and corn is something to celebrate. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on. I gotta. I'm sorry, I had to use a tone that was a little bit rougher than usual. As you can see, he's quite affected. Anyways, or something certain he did that. Oh, Boston, you got them thumbs going. I don't know what you're saying there. We got a collab too, Farmer. I know. You know what, you guys? Here's the thing. I mean, I do one of these broadcasts every other night, at least, if not every night. I try to stay. Tonight, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really. I was like, you could just be lazy, come home from work, whatever, cook dinner, and then what? Just watch everyone else's stuff. So I go through the list to see if anyone close in our little circle, like if Mr. Steve is happening to have one or whatever. And if no one else is doing something, I put it on, why not? I figure you guys are going to either watch Peter Jennings or whatever, or maybe give me a shot, And if you do, I think we're getting to the point now where it's starting to feel a little more natural for all of us to be in the same room, I'm looking to bring friends with me. I'm not looking to be a flavor, of the month sort of variety show. I'm looking to, for a slow build, for something more organic, and you guys know that, so... anytime, Embrace. I mean, I'd love to do that sometime, I mean, that's how you expand as a broadcaster. I mean, you guys have to understand that some people are passionate about what we do here on YouTube or some of these forums for different reasons. Some people just like the idea of seeing themselves on camera and being able to do that and express themselves. Others have more of an advocacy edge. Think Arctic True Crime or Arctic Fox, rather, True Crime, or Justice Served Daily. And then yet others like to take certain cases and really sort of go over them and talk about the psychology of the case. Think Cryptex, think Sleuth Intuition. I think Sony Justice, even to some degree. I mean, with having different experts on it, so there's all different sorts of broadcasting when we go on and do this. For me, personally, it is the flow of conversation between us and the content. And whatever that means, if nothing's flowing at all, then there's no point in staying on the air, really. At that time, I'm not saying don't ever come back or whatever, but sometimes not every show is going to be a 3. I would have kept talking the other night, but quite frankly, my battery died on me. And I told you guys that was coming, but I was shocked even when it did. I was kind of bummed out. We were at almost 3.5 hours, and I was ready to keep going that night, So I know Owl must deal with that too, where unless maybe Owl, I'm speaking for you, maybe you get the end of your presentation after 3.5 hours and you're just like, I am done. But I find myself more times than not, the longer I go, the harder it is to shut it off, Yeah, Boston. Yeah, I do too. It makes it difficult. I mean, I broadcasted a lot more solid from the other location because I had, if you guys remember, I had Ethernet cable and actual cable internet. So I had that sort of in the city infrastructure, but it was a lot more susceptible to bad weather and things like that. I mean, I've always been able to stay relatively solid here on this Starlink through all kinds of weather conditions because I'm not under any trees. So it's just kind of different. But I do think that if I can get if I decide to stay here for a little bit and get a long enough Ethernet cable, then I should run something a little more solid, I think. Because like I was saying, it's one thing to lose video in 2025 going on 2026, but to lose audio is just no way to do it. But let me go on with these documents here, guys. So, Don Berliner receives these anonymous, they weren't documents that he received, rather, but they were negatives in a green film box. If anybody remembers, getting back a big stack would come not in a package, apparently, or maybe if it was something like for a school or more industrial, would come in some kind of green film box. And that's what he received anonymously from a pharmacy in Wisconsin. Okay. Now, he eventually passes those on to Stanton Friedman, who passes them on to Robert Wood. Okay. There we go. That's the what do they call that? From one person to the chain of the chain. You know what I'm saying, guys. Sometimes I can't think of the right words, but you understand me. Sorry, I'm getting a little fidgety. Give me a moment. sometimes doing these document reads is a little more difficult than you would think it would be, because I should read them first, but I don't. So here we go. The term majestic documents refers generally to thousands of pages of purportedly classified government documents that prove the existence of a top secret group of scientists and military personnel, Majestic 12, formed in 1947 under President Harry S. Truman, and charged with investigating crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft and their occupants. 1947. So I'm going to be reading to you tonight a brief one-page document between Eisenhower and I forget who, the Army War General, I think, or Secretary of the Army, because it was it wasn't until latter, after Roswell, that the National Security Act actually allowed for some of these new CIA was formed. The Department of War was done away with and replaced with the Secretary of Defense and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, understand? So things really changed in 47, just weeks and only a couple months after Roswell. Anyways, formed in 47 under President Harry Truman and charged with investigating crash craft. MJ12 personnel allegedly included a number of noteworthy political, scientific, and military figures, including Rear Admiral Roscoe Hillenkoetter. Also, the Hillenkoetter is purportedly one of outer space, space triangles named after here that one Gary McKinnon, an early hacker from Great Britain, who they tried to put in prison for a long time, but England didn't hand him over. He found an entire list of non-terrestrial officers and a lot of ships, and the Hillenkoetter was one of our outer space ships in Space Force back in the 90s, early 90s. The first CIA director was Hillenkoetter. Then we also have the head of MJ12, Dr. Vannevar Bush, not related, I don't believe, to the Bush family that we know, is involved highly because they are Knights of Malta and they know about that 33 Magenta crash. We can get into that separately. Wartime chair of the Office of Scientific Research, James Forrestal, the very first Secretary of Defense, who was then thrown out of a 13-story window at Bethesda Hospital for veterans. Secretary of the Navy and first SecDef, General Nathan Twining, a general whose memo we read not 2 weeks ago, head of Air Material Command at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and later chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the one name on MJ12 that stands out as the debunker, because that's what he was. He was America's first UFO debunker, Dr. Donald Menzel, the astronomer at Harvard, who scrubbed 150,000 glass plates with photographic proof of entities circling our planet when he became the head astronomer at Harvard University. That's no shit. You can Google it. This has been a deep state legacy control group situation since pre-World War II, guys. When I'm saying I'm researching now, that 1909 Kincaid discovery of the Egyptian cave actually involves off-planet entities or future us's. So it goes way, 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 way back. And Phil Schneider, who was murdered, knew all about it. One moment, please, folks. Oh, I'd like to say, holy shit. And thanks to tonight's sponsor, Smoky Moonshine Company, with that little bit of smoke in there to do it right. Due to explosive nature of the content, the Majestic 12 documents are considered by many to be the core evidence for a genuine extraterrestrial reality. Guys, what have I been saying on my channel for the last 2 years full? We've been living in an extraterrestrial classified reality since the 40s at least. Something I heard Linda Moulton Howell say one night in one of her broadcasts, and it always stuck with me. Where the fudge are my cigarettes? There they are. Oh, there's so much here. I'm gonna go back for a second, switch back to YouTube, guys. I gotta see what y'all are talking about. Yeah, it's just boring the shit out of everybody. These are official documents, guys. Wow. I mean, wow. Wait till we get into some of, and we may not even get there today because there's a lot. Let me read really quick for you guys. This is from President. Now, here's the original. Now, you can see it's all kind of wiki-whack, so they have retyped it. And it is listed double top secret. How cute. That's so cute. Double top secret. Aw. Oh, Franklin, you're so adorable. Anyways, this is from President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, February 24th, 1944. I agree with the OSRD proposal of the recommendation put forward by Dr. Bush and Professor Einstein that a separate program be initiated at the earliest possible time. I also agree that application of non-terrestrial know-how in atomic energy must be used in perfecting super weapons of war to effect the complete defeat of Germany and Japan. This is pre-World War II ending. In view of the cost already incurred in the atomic bomb program, it would be, at this time, be difficult to approve without further support of the Treasury Department and the military. I therefore have decided to forego such a enterprise. From the point of view of the informed members of the United States, our principal object is not to engage in exploratory research of this kind, but to win the war as soon as possible. Ooh, strong statement by Franklin Roosevelt. Various points have been raised about the difficulties, such an endeavor would. Let me start over. Various points have been raised about the difficulties such an endeavor would pose to the already hardened research for advanced weapons programs and support groups in our war effort. And I agree that now is not the time. It is my personal judgment that when the war is won and peace is once again restored, there will come a time when surplus funds may be available to pursue a program devoted to understanding non-terrestrial science and its technology, which is still greatly undiscovered. I have had private discussions with Dr. Vannevar Bush on this subject and the advice of several eminent scientists who believe the United States should take every advantage of such wonders that have come to us. I have heard the arguments of General Marshall and other members of the military that the United States must assume its destiny in this matter for the sake of the nation's security in the post-war world, and I have given assurances that such will be the case. I appreciate the effort and time spent in producing valuable insights into the proposal to find ways of advancing our technology and national progress, and in coming to grips the reality that our planet is not the only one harboring intelligent life in this universe. That's really wow. I also commend the committee for the organization and planning that is evident in Dr. Bush's proposal and the delicate way in which it was presented. I trust the committee will appreciate the situation on which this office must render its decision. Franklin D. Roosevelt, double top secret, double top secret. Okay. Wow. Wow. That shit blows me away every time I read something like that, because those have been authenticated through a variety of means by one, Robert S. Wood, Stanton Friedman, and to a lesser degree, Don Berliner. Okay, let's talk about some of the research and some of the testing that goes into these documents to prove their authenticity. The Majestic documents have undergone thorough forensic authentication with respect to non-linguistic issues and methods. Footnoted 3. The primary researchers who have put considerable effort into authenticating the documents are Stanton Friedman, 4, and father-son team of Dr. Robert and Ryan S. Wood. Footnote 5. These researchers have tested the documents in the following ways. 1. Physical dating of ink, pencil, and paper. 2. Dating by matching the reproductive process, the typography of the typewriter, printer, copy machine, or mimeograph machine. 3. Dating by use of language of the period. 4. Watermarks and chemical composition of the paper. 5. Comparison of handwriting. 6. Comparison with known events of record. 7. Comparison with known styles for government memoranda and correspondence. 8. Comparison with known or expected security procedures of the time. Keep that in mind. 9. Logic of content. 10. Records of provenance. 11. Eyewitness testimony of individuals mentioned in the documents. And I would add a 12th indicator that these are real. And that is it was actually authenticated. Robert Wood talked to the actual person in charge of running off these documents at the time, and they confirmed there indeed was such a document. The Wood team was able to solicit the expertise of specialists in their authentication effort. Keep in mind, Dr. Wood was a forgery expert in World War II. He has since passed away. For comparison of typewriter impressions, watermarks, James Black served as their primary expert. Mr. Black is a fellow of the questioned documents section of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences and a former chairman of the questioned documents subcommittee of the American Society of Testing and Materials. Footnote 7. For examination of paper, ink, and watermarks. The Wood team sought the services of the Specken Forensic Laboratories. The Specken website states that the laboratory is, well, here's all the footnotes, an international forensic firm specializing in consulting with plaintiff and defense lawyers involving issues concerning forgery, sequencing of entries, alterations, additions, rewritings, ink dating and paper typesetting, typewriting, facsimiles, photocopies, fingerprints, narcotic and street drug analysis, analytical and forensic chemistry, DNA, firearms, and tool mark examination, for Christ's sakes, shoe and tire prints even, handwriting, crime scene, reconstruction, criminal forensic matters, and computer forensics. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Robert Wood. Now that we know they're authentic, wow. Franklin Roosevelt knew of this. Where did he learn of it? Knights of Malta, Vatican, 1933, magenta, turned over to Hitler. Mussolini turned over to Hitler, that crap. What did David Grush testify to in July of 2023? The first known crash happened in Magenta, Italy in 1933. One that the Vatican scooped, as he said, after World War II and handed off to the Americans. Thank you, Vatican. Good golly, Miss Molly. Woo! Oh my God, that's terrible. And they have 3 different kinds of those. Hi. Oh, hey, baby. Here I have one big potato. You can see my potato is shiny because I cook my potatoes in bacon grease. Oh my God. I can cook some fried potatoes. But I cannot cook hash browns. Oh no, it's casserole again. Let's have UFO casserole. Because I'm telling you guys, when they talk about let's have disclosure, I sort of feel like maybe we already did and we weren't paying attention. Right? You're making the mama cast chicken? Wait, what am I? Chicken cast. Wait a minute, Boston. With shredded. Oh, shit. Pre-cooked chicken, add mixed veggies, minus green beans. put in minus cauliflower. Add mixed veggies, put in butter dish. Mix 1 can cream corn. Oh, no, you lost me. No. No, the only thing I like about cream corn is that Butthole Surfers album called Cream Corn in the Socket of Davis. Oh my God. What a weird title. What a weird band. No, I'll never eat cream corn. I don't care if we have a nuclear holocaust on Boston. I do not care. As a matter of fact, if these beings come down here and demand cream corn in order to save our own asses, I will not give them cream corn because it's gross. It's so gross. And don't talk about it ever again. Sorry, I've had one shot, so you know that I'm really feeling it. I'm such a lightweight. I don't even have weed tonight, you guys. You know, I work today and I go, you know, Derek, you could buy some weed on the way home. Or Jari says, sorry, can't stay on topic. Well, Jari, I never can, but except for when I do these document reads. It forces me, but now that's over. I mean, there were 20 more pages on that. But guys, I mean, I can't just sit here reading documents. That's not fun for everyone. I like to give the gist of like a couple of them. Oh, let's go back a little bit. Jari says, when they set off, sorry, Jari. Jari says, when they set off the first atomic bomb, they didn't know what would happen. It would fizzle or destroy the Earth. They hid behind old pig pens and hills. Yeah, right. Oh, when they tested it, you mean? Was that was Trinity, the Trinity test, and also that UFO the UFO incident around Trinity has pretty well been debunked. Why are you trying to get up on what? What's your deal, dude? What's going on here? Why are you trying to get up onto the, like, I don't know. What are you doing, dude? I don't want you to hurt yourself. It's too little of an area. Please don't be obnoxious right now, baby. I love you so much. Can I kiss your nose? Mwah! Okay. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just got to pay a little attention to him or he gets upset. Yeah, Charlie, the friggin' aliens. Oh my God. Eli's here. Girls, don't bother hiding your heart. Eli's here for me. Sorry, Eli. I'm just kidding. I mean, unless, you know, you are here for me, then I'm not. Dandy says, no man left behind. Oh, this is right where I left off. Perfect. Necessary Evil saying, that's rare. That is rare. That is rare. What are we talking here? Steak? 12-foot bullhead shark in 2 foot of water, North Myrtle Beach. Get in the ocean, taste the water. If it's salty, there are sharks in it. I've never been in the ocean, Boston, because when you come from a state with 3,000 miles of freshwater coastline, you don't need to worry about going to the ocean. Although I was in Alaska, they tell me Anchorage, where I lived for about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, a couple months, that there's an ocean that bumps up against Anchorage. I never saw it. I was too damn busy working. Oh, yes, you got me a wrench. Thank you. Good. You can have one here if you want to, Boston. I trust you implicitly. Absolutely implicitly. I would be honest with you, Boston. I give you my social security number. Whoever gets a wrench on this channel gets my social number, which is 785-437-125. Just kidding, now. Fuck that all up. My buddy Justin got so mad at me when I did that last time. How could you do that? I'm like, bro, I just made up a fake number with a sequence, you know. He's like, oh, thank God you didn't really give out your real social number. I'm so dumb. October moon and harvest. That's my birthday, Dandy. Anybody want to guess my birthday? I'll send you a pair of old socks if you get it right. Or if you want to send me a pair of your old socks. No, I'm not into socks. How about dryer lint? I do have a thing for dryer lint. P.O. Box 190, Edwardsburg, Michigan, 49112. Please be assured that the dryer lint smells fresh and clean. I don't want smelly dryer lint. But you can feel free to package that up because you could put a lot of dryer lint in a small package, 50, 60 cents, mail it all the way across the country. It's pretty cool. And it really binds us, you know? Fucking weirdo. Here in Michigan, by the way, YouTube, just so you know, in case you're watching me like usual, you know, because we apparently don't make you money unless we're monetized. Bullshit. People having conversation on this platform, sharing other people's forums who do make money and have all these watchers and subscribers and all this, and our interactions absolutely make YouTube money. Don't feel bad for corporations. They're blood-sucking vampires. Essentially saying it's a bloody moon. I know this because in the future. Well, you're 5 hours in the future. You are correct. So, in a way, you are right. But what is time? I mean, I can just set my clock ahead and say, you know what, Sensei, not more. I'm now 12 hours ahead of you. And I don't know. You can't do it. Time is so weird. And they say, I've heard so many times about time, that outside of our planet, it doesn't work the same for other entities. I find that. Oh, I love chicken legs. Damn, girl, I love chicken legs. Oh, sorry about that horrendous cough. It's not a cough. It's more of a clearing of the phlegm. A clearing of the phlegm. Do you guys feel like I enjoy life more now or a year ago? I'll put a 1 up if you think I enjoy it more now, or a 2 if you think I was enjoying life a year ago. And then everyone can say, you know what? Things can get better. Things can get better. Fuck. Oh, really? This year it's on a Friday. And of course, remember. The 5th of November? Wait, what's that have to do with Friday the 13th? That wasn't it. What happened? Oh, they killed the Knights Templar on the Friday the 13th. That's what it was. That's when they killed the Knights Templar. That's the significance in that date. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, girl. Boston saying, so sorry. I have to go take casserole out now. Then set the table, but I will be back. Okay. You know what, Boston? Sadder than you staying here and listening to this bullshit would be burning casserole. You do not want to burn casserole. That is a heinous affair. Jerry's saying, I did not know about the first crash. Mm-hmm. The 1933 Magenta, you mean? Yeah, Roosevelt knew all about this, Jerry. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it helped form what the New Deal was going to be. His knowledge that we weren't alone in this universe and more universal rights needed to be put out there. Now, granted, a lot of lazy bastards have taken advantage of those universal rights, Jerry. We know that. We're not those lazy bastards, guys. I've lost 30 pounds not eating because I'm too stubborn and I hate asking for a goddamn handout. Jerry, I know you know what I'm talking about, Jerry. No way as a single man who's able to work should I be going and asking our state for free food money, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm not in that place. I will never agree with that. I have gone to the Loaves and Fishes Catholic Charity and gotten it for me and my mom. I haven't, since my mom's been in the nursing home, I haven't gotten it. But I would when she was at home with me because we needed that nourishment at the time. But that wasn't from the tax base. You understand? That was donations from restaurants who have old food. Or not restaurants, but rather food, supply chain stuff. A loaf of bread, a thing of eggs, if you can. You can be lucky to get those eggs. A chunk of cheese if you were lucky. That's stuff to live on, you know. But the thought of going and spending all this money at a grocery store with how expensive things are when some child or single mother needs those funds, you guys don't know Derek Farmer that well if you think I'm willing to do that. Yeah. No, not willing. I'm just not willing to do it. I don't know why I know Jari understands that with me. I don't fucking know why. No. Oh, you were saying that was my birthday. No, I'm the 17th. I'm the 17th, Jari. You were close. The 13th, Friday the 13th. No. I'm the 17th. A couple of weeks, either younger or older than Richard Allen, as we were born in the same month in the same year. Gross. That's ruined October of 72 for me, by the way. Did anybody see the community post page I put up today? I posted a missing young lady. I can't remember where from Arctic Fox True Crime. You guys, I know this kid's her own individual. So all that aside, I swear to God, she looked just like Libby. It was so weird. You know, and that's not fair because, again, each person is their own individual in these traumatic, you know. Sorry, are you laughing at me? September 14th. No, do you guys remember the movie Saturday the 14th? Came out in like 82. What a great movie. Saturday the 14th. Number 1, Ruth. Oh, Ruth is here. You guys sneak in here on me. I tell you what. All 5 of you watching right now, I love you. I love you guys, and I don't care who knows it. I don't care. Yeah, I like doing these document reads. I really do. I find them so fascinating. So fascinating that all this stuff was going on behind the scenes. When at one time, and I've heard on more than one occasion from more than one source that World War II was an alien war fought by proxy here on Earth with humans, but actually represented alien factions. Yeah, including Laura Eisenhower. Dandy, you're right. I really like Arctic Fox. Here you got somebody who's like, I would say like me, non-monetized, but Arctic does it for everyone else. I do this for myself, my own creative entertainment. Arctic's like actually trying to help people. I can't claim to be that noble in my cause. I really can't. So yeah, Arctic's a hero. Yeah, Arctic's a true hero. We tonight's broadcast is dedicated to Arctic Fox True Crime, a true hero, because Arctic Fox never cares about what color anyone is, or what sex they love, or who they are, or where they pee. Arctic cares about bringing the missing home, and that's a noble cause. And for that, we salute Arctic Fox True Crime. Yeah, Jari. I mean, Laura Eisenhower herself said that we surrendered to the Nazis in 1952. That's weird. That's weird. The president's granddaughter said it. Yeah. Because of time traveling shenanigans. Time traveling shenanigans. Anybody ever had pickle? Dill, pickle, booze kind of thing? Arctic is a true crime fox. I know he's just got to be a handsome devil, you know, living up there on that mountain. I need to go stay with him and his old man for a while. Sorry, Arctic. I'm sorry. You know we'd have fun. Come on. Broadcasting live from the mountaintop in the mountains. This is Arctic Fox and Farmer bringing it to you. Come on. How great would that be? We're going to try some dill pickle shot. Yeah, I buy these little bitty things. This one, though, real glass. Real glass. Oh my fucking, oh no. Oh my God. Look, I like dill pickles and I like shots, but I won't ever have any more of that. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever tried besides buttered popcorn schnapps. Boo. Good golly, Miss Molly. Mm-mm-mm. Dandy saying, I really had a bad dill pickle beer. How friggin' gross. Well, I just had a bad dill pickle experience right there. And I've done pickle juice. Look, I've drank my fair share of, pickle juice. But I do believe I got to wash that nasty flavor out my mouth with a little fireball. Thank you, Ron Logan. No, Jari, I drank pickle juice too, but as with the booze, like, I don't know what that was. It was so salty. Whatever just happened in my mouth was was like anarchy, you know. It wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah, more like flavor punch, you know. Yeah, that was really gross. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just buy these little like $1.50 little bottles and try them, you know, but kind of like well, I got like little mustards like that too. They have no alcohol in them, and I like to try little things. Don't you talk about that cream corn again, Boston? I'm gonna ban your ass. I sounded like Frank Meister for a second. The can of cream corn you mix into the box of Jiffy. Okay, I'm gonna stay with you on this. Hang on a minute. So you're not eating this friggin' cream corn. Okay, wait a minute. Now I got you, Boston. I pay attention. You're not forcing me to eat cream corn on a piece of bread. Okay? This cream corn you mix into the box of Jiffy. Jiffy like muffin mix or what cornbread mix? With a half a cup of cheddar cheese. So good you can't taste the cream corn. Well, that makes more sense. Yeah, you turned it into something else. That I can do. I would use cream corn in a recipe of a casserole. I will backtrack and give you that credit, Boston, and also for bringing that out. But to sit there and eat cream corn as if it's its own gravy, Boston, is a near sin, and as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I love banana pepper juice. Pickle juice is too much, in my opinion. I've never had. Oh, yes, I have had banana pepper juice. I worked in a pizza joint for 38,000 years. I had plenty of banana pepper juice. Now, I know what you mean. Pickle juice martini. I don't know. It's a little salty, but I guess martini, you want salty. Martini is what kind of booze again is martini? That's a good recipe at Boston. Jiffy corn bread mix. Okay, thank you. I like that. I would do that. I would try that. In fact, you guys, seriously, gosh dang it, we have got to do this some night where we cook a listener's recipe on the air. I think that would be so fun. Wouldn't it be fun if we were, well, I mean, I'll be eating it. You guys can make it at home too. You have ovens and Jiffy mix. If we all made it together one night, that would be so cool. We'd have to really be on point, and I'd have to be on time and really on point. But what if we all cooked the same meal one night and ate at the same time? I'm going to put that in my back catalog for a potential show down the road. Olive juice and beer is good. I have to disagree with you. I've never tried it, but no, I don't like olives. I like olive oil, but not olive juice. That's different than olive oil. A dandy saying, we have banana peppers on hand for the weekly pizza order. I'm not paying $3. You know what, Dandy? You're so right. Absolutely. I've been doing this for years, and this is somebody in the business. If you're going to order from oh my God, Dandy. If you're going to order from a pizza place, you pay the same per topping, right? So let's say the topping is $2 on a large. Of course, the bacon or sausage, sort of, you can rationalize that away. It's a meat. But any of those vegetables that you have on hand at home, adds secondarily, keeps it a whole different deal. And even the reheat then will incorporate that more in a organic way. I would never, at $10 for 50 pounds, pay $2 for a fucking portion of onions. How dumb is that? No offense, unless it's on a say a Supreme or something that is a predetermined house specialty. Excuse my noise for one moment. And Dandy, this is why you have found a little bit different channel. Because what you're going to notice here is that I pay attention to the comments. I have the experience with banana peppers that other channels don't have. And that I'm willing to exploit that experience. Boston saying, so you worked at a pizza restaurant. How do I make Pasquale's hoagie? Well, I didn't work at Pasquale's. With Italian meats and sauteed mushroom mozzarella cheese. I don't know. I've never eaten at Pasquale's. I've heard of it. But I never worked there. However, I bet you if I ate there a couple times, I could figure it out. So if you're going to maybe fly me over there or something, we can meet for lunch. Unless there's one close by. I don't think we have a Pasquale. So honestly, Boston, I think that might be a regional chain, if you will. On a grilled garlic loaf. Well, I love everything about that sentence. On everything. Anyone who doesn't like the sentence grilled garlic loaf is a commie. Yeah, why not, Dandy? And then you talk about the reheat. Now, folks, if you want to reheat, take it out of the cardboard. It's important. I have to give people that advice because a couple times you get people coming back going, my house started on fire. You said we could reheat this pizza. But they didn't take it out of the cardboard. Remove it from the cardboard, Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, take it out of the cardboard. Don't light the kitchen on fire. Well, no, because these things are so simple. It revolves around reheating instructions, not making homemade dough or anything. So you just take what you already have, put it at around 300 degrees, and if you don't want to burn the bottom of one of those things up on a reheat, put it on a pan with some foil or elevate as many pans as you can. It'll prevent the bottom from heating while concentrating on the top cheese and new topping element, if you will, Dandy. That way you're not making the bottom too crisp while waiting for the new cheese and toppings to melt on the top that you have added yourself for 12 cents instead of paying $12 for extra toppings. So Dandy and I are on the same page. Ruth is writing this down. I appreciate that. Grandma Sherry's here. Grandma, hi. Stopping in to like and say hi. Can't stay. I'll catch the replay. Well, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. We want you to. But I would contend, Grandma, that you're not missing anything pertinent in life by not watching that replay. And that maybe you should reserve it for just the next live, which I will be blabbering on about within 24 to 48 hours anyways. Unless you really enjoy it. And then, Grandma, I say, please, dive in, dirty face. Ruth saying hi to Grandma. Rhubarb pie. How do y'all feel about rhubarb pie? I don't have it tonight. I'm just wondering how you guys feel about it. Oh, wow. I had nowhere to go tonight with this. I had nothing. But I did like the document read. Oh, I missed something here. Hang on. Boston saying, oh, do I mix minced garlic and butter to butter roll and then bake it? And yes, you do that. You should do that. Absolutely. The garlic should go in the butter. You probably would want to have let out its magic though by a quick what's that word? A blanch or something? Did you say that the other night, Boston? A blanch? Everyone I ever known named Blanche was always kind of like this rich kind of, my name's Blanche. Man. Boston says on a grilled garlic loaf. Okay, we went there. And then we added our own toppings. We did that. Oh, here we go. I'm making smoked maple bacon covered pork loin. Oh my God, Dandy, that sounds incredible. Ugh. Some of you may have disagreed with how I handled my bacon. You know, some of you may have written me and said, Farmer, we don't care much for how you handle your bacon, but little did you know, I cooked that bacon, and then I let that bacon sit out overnight without being refrigerated. But it was covered in all that gooey grease. You know, the next day it's all white and everything. It wasn't hot in here. And then the next day I just reheated the fucking bacon and ate it again. Is that okay? I don't feel sick at all. I mean, I cooked it so much the first night. All I'm saying is that it sat out of the fridge or out of cooling for maybe 20 hours in a heavy grease. Then I just simply recooked it and re-ate it. And I feel fine. I don't feel ill. I don't feel like as if I have any kind of bacon poisoning or listeria or any other kind of weird pork disease. In fact, when I order pork chops at a restaurant, I oftentimes will order them medium. And they will say, look, we can't serve it medium because of trichinosis. And I says, there hasn't been a case of trichinosis in this country in 60 years. I take them pink, baby. Boston saying, okay, good rhubarb pie. Yum. I haven't had it in a long time, but I've had homemade rhubarb pie, and it's quite delicious. Tonight for dessert, I will be having mini cherry pies. You know those Hostess cherry pies you buy in the little square box? Which, by the way, for a sweet, I love more than, say, a ding dong or a Twinkie or a spoonful of sugar, perhaps. I love these little cherry pies. But instead of it being the big variety, they're shrunken down into little mini cherry pies. Individually wrapped, of course, to maximize pollution. You're welcome, Canada. Dandy saying, Boston, I make a mean strawberry rhubarb cheesecake. Good Lord, Dandy. If you'd love to make that and then send a piece in dry ice to P.O. Box 190, Edwardsburg, Michigan. 49112. Just let me know, and I'll get over there and grab that before that postal lady gets it, because she is a little chubster. I know she's gonna smell that cheesecake. I don't know. What do you guys think about those kind of documents, though? For real? I mean, don't you find that crazy? Danny, you're laughing. I can't get over it. I can't get over that Franklin Roosevelt is writing the Army Secretary talking about we know that there's shit off planet that's smarter than us. And it's been authenticated. That's just blows my mind. With everything else he had to deal with. Think about the time. Yet these Nazis are offing millions of people. These Japanese are, going crazy. At the same time, then, oh, by the way, we're not alone in the universe, and we're here. And now we have hard craft, and we have to deal with this. And you can begin to see how the legacy control group begins to take charge. And by the time Truman comes into office and forms MJ12, here you got Roosevelt talking to Vannevar Bush ahead of MJ12. Keep in mind that Vannevar Bush was the head of MJ12 along with Detlef Bronk, who did the autopsies on the living biological creatures they found. With Dr. Menzel rounding out the 12 to be the official debunker in the civilized world, if you will. I mean, it doesn't freak me out, but I don't really know why that Dan Rather wouldn't have been talking about that after authentic, other than all of our news sources have truly been infiltrated by the darkest of forces, which makes me sad. Because I looked up to reporters. I looked up to a investigative journalist as a kid. A Woodward and Bernstein. Even a Barbara Walters. But it doesn't even seem like we have any of those kind of people left anymore. Oh, you waiting, Ruth? Waiting on the triple secret. You're so cynical, Ruth. The triple dog dare you documents, Ruth, are the ones you're waiting on. Are you waiting for Rodney Dangerfield to actually do the triple Lindy while reading them? Yeah, we got a couple roaches left here in Farmer World. No, we're gonna have those. Oh wait, let's go. Let's see. Dandy's saying, Boston, I made jars of peach butter. That sounds kind of good. I'm not a big fan of peach weed, but why would I be? The fuck are people smoking peaches for? Boston asking, does that mean Mars was inhabited? Then yes, absolutely, Mars was inhabited. I believe Mars was inhabited. No doubt. I believe they suffered a cataclysm, however many thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of years ago. Possibly even a nuclear war. I mean, that's been well reported that a lot of the isotopes they find on Mars aren't possible unless a nuclear bomb went off, according to science, you know. So, yes, I believe Mars was absolutely, and possibly still to this day right now, occupied. Just because it's not on the surface of the planet, we should know with the thousands of miles of bullet trains underneath the earth. And Phil Snyder is going to get into this. We're going to be doing this for sure. He was an American hero, Phil Schneider. He was a geological expert who helped build deep underground military bases known as domes, and he was murdered for having a firefight with aliens in real life, in which he killed 2 of them. One they dug down into a unknown chamber in the Archuleta Mesa, called Dulce, New Mexico. Oh, Boston says, "Oh, I can give you some documents, but you don't want to know. Trust me." Well, Boston, but I know you said you've seen some stuff, and I believe you've seen that stuff. So, well, there might be, the Collins elite, very high elite Air Force people that are Knights of Malta called the Collins elite, won't even investigate any of this based on the fact that they said that these are evil entities, demons, and that by mere investigating them, you cause them to manifest in your life. Now, that's not saying something doesn't exist. That's saying something most definitely exists, and we're not touching it because we don't understand it. Look into the Collins Elite. It's a scary military group. Yeah, peach butter. Now something we got here, cinnamon butter. A couple of these restaurants around here, some of these chain steak places got this cinnamon butter. It's pretty damn good. Got a nice soft homemade roll. Oh, good. Good stuff. But yeah, Boston, I think it's valid to think that, I don't think it's all related, although now what I'm investigating with apparently the source of a lot of the craft on this planet could possibly be something that's happening in Bermuda Triangle, and that autonomous 3D printing machine that prints them out and recycles UAP aircraft has run out of resources, which is why half the craft now aren't doing what they're supposed to. They're poor mimicking. They don't quite disappear like they're supposed to. They're left hanging in the air looking like a jellyfish going through the air. Because by 2027, apparently, this thing that's been protecting humanity and our planet for thousands of years in the Bermuda Triangle will run out of resources, and we will be then vulnerable to outer planetary aggressors. So whether that's real or not, I don't know, but it certainly would explain why they suck up so many ships and planes, because they recycle them and turn them into UAP. And they stopped doing biologics a long time ago because they ran out of the organic material to make little creatures. So they've been autonomous for like a couple decades now. It's a pretty in-depth theory, honestly. Danny's saying we can't sustain a planet that provides everything, but people think it's possible to live on Mars. Well, I think the idea, Dandy, is that at one point Mars had an atmosphere and water, but that they blew it off somehow, of lighting up weapons. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's most likely bases on Mars, and of course the Moon. Also, definitely, I believe that. Yeah, Collins lead exactly, Boston. Yeah, you Google that and do a little research. Come back to me on that shit. It's weird. Boston says, Dandy, I don't think they ever wanted to live there. I think they ate looking for minerals. Oh, right. That they can be mined to sell or whatever. Sure, possible. Or just used in their. I'm not sure what we ran out of, supposedly in this autonomous 3D printer in the Bermuda Triangle that makes all these orbs and craps, but it's just one theory, you know. Boston wondering, Dandy, do you have peach trees where you're at? Of course, so that'd be Georgia, probably the Mason-Dixon line or south, right, Mr. Steve? Who's here watching us? I can feel it. Mr. Steve's here right now. Yeah. He's just he's working. He's closing out his year right now. He doesn't want to talk every time, guys. You know. But I think he likes our show. I think he likes being here, and I think he sees it as a and this is a huge compliment to all of us. Oh, Dandy does have peach trees. Awesome. Are you south of the Mesa and Dixon line, Dandy? I contend you need to be for a good peach. Or maybe looking for water. Yeah, well, we don't know. You know, that's the whole thing. And we're not talking about necessarily yesterday or 1,000 years ago. We could be talking millions of years ago. You know, it's not that the Mars isn't that far away from, and we've been there robotically, supposedly. If you believe some people, we've been there much more than robotically, and we have bases there right now. Oh, you have a small orchard, Danny? Oh, that's got to be great. Oh, what could be more heavenly than fresh peaches? My, oh, my. I am just, and pears. I love pears. I got to be honest with you. A good pear tree that produces a good sweet pear. Ain't nothing better. You don't see a lot of like pear cake or pear pie. I don't know why that is. Or same with grapes. I don't know if they don't make secondary products well because of acids or something. Not really sure on that. I've seen pears in like Croatian liquor. You know, like a chunk of pear in that shit. Svoboden. But I haven't seen like too much pear pie. Which rhymes, you know, with I care pie. Good goodness. I am such an immature bastard. We have a small orchard. I would love a small orchard. Just a little area. 4 peach trees and 2 cherry trees, enough for us. I contend that's a lot of peaches to eat. 4 peach trees. You eat 4 peaches. Us. I mean, when you say us, is there a whole religious enclave over there or something? Or just you and your family? That's a ton of peaches. You got the honeybees? Boston wants to know, Dandy, you got them honeybees? Because according to science, they're dying. Big Fish is here. Everyone say hi to Big Fish if you feel like it. If not, don't. It doesn't hurt her feelings if you don't, but I say hi to Big Fish because I love big fish better than little small fish. Yep, that's right. Yeah, Big Fish, we just went over the and a few of the actually not too many, but we went over a few of the MJ12 documents, Majestic 12, if you will, and the sort of the means by which they came out. What do they call that? The damn it, you guys, I need the sprays. Will you help me out here if someone knows? Like in a crime case, when you have a piece of evidence, it's a chain of evidence or whatever, you know, and how they got that documentation and that kind of thing. We went over that. And a couple of the documents, including pre MJ12, a document that Franklin Roosevelt wrote to the Secretary of War about the fact that we know that there are non-human intelligences roaming our universe. Quite an interesting document. Don't hate. Ruth saying, "Hey, Big Fish." Danny saying, "I'm in town and honeybees are a little further out." I'm an anti-JOA bish with my trees. JOA probably being some kind of department or something, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we got a lot of honeybees where I live. A lot of people around here, I'll notice some boxes and stuff in the yard. HOA. Okay, that'd be the the people that set the covenants where you can't even mow your own lawn at night and shit. Oh, it's 3 a.m. You're mowing your lawn. You're bugging the neighbors, That's why you get the battery-powered one with the headlight. Boston saying, 2 canned peaches mixed with cinnamon. Put in buttered baked dish. Add box spice cake mix. Spread out on top. Then add pads of butter. A pad being a little square of butter. All over the top. Bake or use fresh peaches. Oh, Boston, you're killing me. I'm so glad I have some dessert tonight for after this leftover burger and potatoes. By the way, the blue cheese I got, this Danish blue cheese, was so staunch that extra hairs grew in my nose immediately. This stuff is awesome. I know Junior would love it because I know Junior, like you guys know, loves blue cheese dressing. Junior, damn you. Why do I know you love blue cheese, Junior? Why can't I get that out of my head? I had a dream last night. Me and Junior were eating Roquefort at some fancy New York Drake hotel or something. Big Fish. Me and Dan did a show talking about aliens. Did you watch it? No. Oh. No, I mean, you know that I'm into that stuff. I mean, Cryptex made a whole video about my drone prediction that came out 2 weeks ahead of the drone invasion. Ever heard of a YouTuber named Farmer? Well, buckle up. He was telling you to gather shit, guns, fucking soup cans. Look out, there's a alien war coming. I'm telling you guys. You see me on the road in the middle of the country like Nevada and shit, take cover, take cover, take cover. Put a book over your head and get on the floor. Danny's saying, I'm in the same fabulous spot as you, Boston. Boston Big Fish, I'll try to find it. I would actually watch that. I will go back now. Actually, Big Fish, I will go back and watch that. You say it's pretty good, I'm going to watch it. Even if it's not pretty good, I bet it's still fucking entertaining. I mean, and I like Dan. I don't care what everyone says. Dan's a sweetie. I do. I like him. Dan the Contrarian, right? That's who I'm talking about. I hope you guys made up. Or I don't even know if you were fighting, but it seemed like that was the gist I was getting, I don't like it when people fight. I mean, Big Fish, Cryptex. I emailed Cryptex and he emailed me back. So that was really awesome. And if you saw when Reagan met Gorbachev in Geneva for the first time, it was very similar to that feeling, like two superpowers getting together, and just figuring it all out. Charlie saying, I like Dan. Peach trees and rhubarb are purple grapes. Close to hives. Oh, my grandpa knew how to raise bees. I bet he did. And how about this Mr. You-know-who? We don't want to say who. Mr. Mr. Says, I'm intrigued by THC-infused beer, Boston, and tells us an entire UAP experience on another show. Do you sometimes feel like this forum allows maybe people who wouldn't be comfortable talking about some bullshit to feel a little more comfortable talking here? Because I do. And I relish that. I don't need 1 million listeners. I need a handful of really fun people who show up every time. That's all I ever need. Big Fish saying, yeah, I love Dan. He doesn't really talk to me anymore. Yeah, he will again. I don't know why he's mad at you, but I mean, you could definitely tell that you guys were, had a, a connection. I have to believe that these things always work out eventually when people are meant to be together, And I believe there are broadcasters like Cryptex, and I even hold out hope for Sleuth Intuition, Patrick Vallejos from Arizona, who I contend it's a better show with me on it. He has a better show with me on it. I don't care what he says. And vice versa. My show will be better if he was on it. Same with Cryptex. You're just a natural broadcaster with some people, and I always have felt like a sidekick. To be honest with you, I've never felt like a lead guy. I know I've had to step up and take that role if I actually want to broadcast. But ideally, broadcasting with someone, letting them lead the way, or occasionally working in tandem. But I most feel safe from the shoot position, not the pole position. Yeah, me too, Big Fish. I mean, I know good people. I mean, again, I got mad for a couple days, but I contended and since and before that I mean, I don't really think we would have been friends if we both didn't know good people. So he says nothing about you, Farmer. Which one, Sleuth or Cryptex? Oh, nothing bad. Thanks for putting that, Jari. I got all bummed out for a second. I know that. Well, even if he did, he would probably have a right to, I don't. I mean, it wouldn't bug me at all. But I'm good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. You know why? Because it feels almost like we're on the telephone, Jari. Remember what it used to be, before cordless phones? And then, the phone was in the kitchen on the wall, and that big fucking cord and that big, burnt yellow phone from Ma Bell. It was so special though to get on one end of that and talk to somebody else for 3 hours at a time that you really love talking to. And that's what I feel like we sort of have here. So I say just carry on, I mean, we just keep doing what we're doing. We'll let the rest of the internet do whatever they do. But I think that at some point, to not acknowledge turning things around, not being a goal, would be wrong. Because in my opinion, I think humanity may depend on us, all of us here, and in shows like this, to turn around this internet from an autonomous T2 experience to a place where we feel as if we have a connection again. Like, I'm pretty sure if something terrible happened to me, and I know if anything terrible happened to one of you guys, God forbid, of course, that we would feel that in a real way. I don't think the rest of the internet, guys, has that going on like a small percentage of shows like ours do. So with that being said, I still remember mine too. It was 3445571. Thanks for saying that, Jared. And friends, I remember. Big Fish says sometimes people are only in your life for a season. I get attached, so it's hard. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I do. I mean, you know that. I mean, to the point of not wanting to broadcast. I get, and I know you do too. It's just like I get so affected by it. Well, so maybe it's better that we do our own individual broadcast. I don't know. But I also feel like that through that process and that hurt comes knowledge not to do it again, Yeah, baby, I know. I'm about to cut it and we'll go outside for a little walk. I'm going to take this boy out to go pee and poo. Then I'm going to have a little dinner myself. I mean, not, you're cute. Well, Thad would like to say goodnight. Thad, come on. Let's look at these fine folks. Say goodnight. Mwah. For me and Thad, we would like to say goodnight, you guys. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We don't know how long we have, you know. Maybe 3i Atlas is it. Maybe we only got a couple more months. Maybe we have another 1,000,000 years as a planet. We don't know. Well, here's what I do know. Since we don't know, let's enjoy what we have right now, today, together. And I'll see you all next time, soon. I love you all. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other's, and keep your eyes on the skies. Good night.